Hey, it's Lawton. How you doing? I hope you're doing good. We are talking about today proof in the Donald Trump era, right? So a lot of times when we're selling something for a high ticket amount, we are looking for proof, right? So the audience that we're dealing with, the audience that we're talking to, is 9 times out of 10 looking for a massive amount of, is this guy full of hot air or girl? Is this true? Will it work for me? Right, and why? And they're always getting to that question of why. Give me any excuse to leave the conversation and not buy, from Lawton, or not buy from anybody. Okay, so if you can see and hear me okay, let me know. So today we're talking about trust and belief in the Trump era, right? So the media, whether you like Trump or not, is accusing Trump of a massive amount of illegal stuff with Russia and other actors. Okay, but they have not really come up with a lot of proof yet. And so what that leaves them vulnerable to is a massive amount of mistrust and sort of people not really believing what they're saying. Okay, and so this is very important if you sell anything, because trust, once it is earned, can quickly and easily, go the way of the dinosaur if you're not careful with it. But how do you get people to believe and trust and listen to your claims? A lot of times I think Trump would be much better served if he didn't do his own talking all the time. Because the more that you claim something and you have no basis to back it up, the more you just sound like you're bragging, the more that you sound like you're not believable, and the more that you sound like you're whatever. That's why in sales, we do things like third party testimonials. You see like Facebook comments, you see Yelp, Google. It's like, and you can learn a big lesson here, because if the restaurant world only ran their own Google reviews and Yelp reviews and do whatever other reviews, if there was no critics, then you just have to take that person's word for it. But that's why we do things like peer review. We have people come in and say, yeah, look, I went through Lawton's course and I really got a ton out of it. Response Dynamite, he really helped me, to increase my profits. He really helped me to build an audience. He really helped me to do X, Y, Z. Versus me coming on and saying, well, Billy, I helped so and so really, shoot the moon on that last promotion. Know what I'm saying? It's like Goulet. It doesn't mean as much if I just say it, right? And so that's really the big lesson here is, how do you build trust? Well, you can toot your own horn all day, and there is sort of a going against the grain, and that's interesting and polarizing, and that works for some people, but most people need to have third party proof, third party testimonials, third party reviews, third party people testing out your stuff, right? That's why there's critics. That's why there's, movie reviews. That's why there's restaurant reviews. That's why there's Google, Yelp, all this stuff is because usually the person offering it cannot be trusted. So always back up your claims with third party proof from newspapers, magazines, other people testing out your ideas. Now, that's not to say that you have to go get those newspapers or magazines to write about you, but if you have a point you're trying to make about a trend that you see, or you're selling a particular, service on predicting what's going to happen in the stock market, then you would use news and you would use third-party data to validate the stuff that you're telling people. And then you could back it up and be like, I've seen this with my clients, and you can have client testimonials. So I think that three things are good. The first thing is you build trust by proving you know what you're talking about, by demonstrating expertise, right, in your copy and things like that. Second thing you're doing is you are demonstrating third party knowledge by, the New York Times says this, the Washington Post this, Harvard Medical Review says this. And the third thing you're doing is you are providing third party testimonials if applicable. And we're doing a lot of this stuff without, we're doing a lot of high ticket sales without doing webinars, without doing all day sales phone calls, without having a huge sales team. And if you are sick of those three things and you're not a great copywriter, there is a way to sell high ticket items just through email and social. And I'm putting together the program for the second time right now. I do have a testimonial for that stuff. I have not been able to figure out how to post a video inside of this Facebook Live, but once I do, I'll post some of that and the people that have gone through it. But the bottom line is this: if you're sick of really being on the phone all day and you want a better way to do high ticket sales, and by high ticket sales, I mean anything over $1,000 to $10,000, $15,000, then you should fill out the application. I'm going to post the link and you can go and see if it's right for you. So if you go to lawtonchiles.com/talk, that's lawtonchiles.com/talk, you can see there's going to be, you'll go to my website, you'll see my face, this face, you'll see a application that you can fill out to make sure I can actually help you. And if you have enough forward momentum to get going. So anyway, I'd love for you to do that today, and so I can look at it today and get back to you today. It doesn't start till February, but it never hurts to get a head start. So anyway, thanks for listening, and we'll see you soon.